with that said, I wanted to kind of reposition some of this trade. You can see that on this position with 24 days ago, we have 3 contracts and we are up 80, we're up basically 83% on this trade on this R2Y. So what I want to do is close this position out and then reestablish it in the back month and then use some of the monies to see if we can buy a call spread, betting that the Russell it's going to have a better performance than the other indexes in the near term, so that they kind of get back to it's close to its all-time highs or its all-time highs, and the other ones kind of pause a little bit. That can be completely wrong theory, but that's how we're going to play this afternoon for this live pop-up trading session. All right, so we're going to buy this back, and hopefully they'll give it to us at a decent price, but I doubt that. I'm going to give it a second and see if we can get filled. But once we get filled, everyone, we're going to go into the 52-day mark, and then what we're going to try to do, and we could go to the 38 as well. Actually, we don't have a 38, so we'll do the 52, and what we're going to do is sell a put spread to buy a call spread. So if we bought this at the money, see this is 10-point wide spread, that's going to be about 275 to buy. So we're going to probably buy that a little off the money, betting that we're going to have a decent move to the upside, and then we're going to sell the put side to be able to finance that. So we'll show that here in a second. But let's put this up. Unfortunately, for demonstration purposes, we're going to see if we can get filled by adding, buying it back for a little bit more. So no love there, and we're going to go and hit replace, and then maybe they'll give it to us for 70 cents here. So that'll be a 110 buyback. All right, so they gave us that, and so now what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to the 52 days, and then we're going to buy a call spread, and we're going to do it at the 2280. I know that's not in the money. It's not a little in the money or at the money. If we were doing this as a standalone trade, we would have a 44% chance of basically winning on this trade. But we're betting that this is going to go up. So what we're going to do now is see where do we need to sell at to be able to finance this type of move. So let's look at this. Let's look at the 10 delta here for now, and let's go and let's look at 100 points wide for now. And if we did that, you can see that we're getting a small credit to do this at this point, right? So that's a small credit. And then if we did this, if we did 2 contracts, we're getting now 280, and the buying power effect, as you can see, is 1608. So this is 100 point wide. If we decided to bring this in to make it 80 points wide, we'll see how the buying power changes. So the buying power changes here to 1363. So that's not bad. And if we decided to bring it in another a little bit more, so now we're at a 60 point wide spread, and let's see, we're getting about $108 of extrinsic, as you can see here, right? And so what we want to do is bring that up a little bit more. So let's say we went to the 12 delta there, and then a 60 point wide spread still. So now we're getting what we want, right? So we're still trying to get, in this example, we don't usually try to do this, but in this, on a custom type of spread like this, but we're going to try to get at least 12% on the buying power here. So we have the 190 divided by the 1177, and that's going to give us 16% return on capital there, which is not bad at all. Please keep your mic on mute until you have a question, so we don't hear any feedback noise. Thank you. All right, so if we change this and go to a 40 point wide spread, then you can see that the buying power drops, significantly, but it just doesn't work for us credit wise. So this is the trade here. This looks like a pretty good trade. And so what we're going to do first is that we're going to buy the spread first. All right. So did we get filled on that position yet? Yes, we did. All right. So let's go now. Let's go back here and let's buy this spread. And we're going to put it in just a little cheaper for a second, see if they'll give it to us. So we're buying the call spread. And the reason why, and maybe I should delete this for a second. And let me do it again so I can show you guys why we're doing this. So let me go to similar order here. All right, so this is the buy, and we were at on the 12 delta here, we were at the 1970, selling that, buying the 1910, and we were doing two contracts. Yes.
Hey, this seems pretty complicated. I mean, it just, sometimes simple is the best. Maybe not, but
So let me
first glance at what you're doing seems pretty complicated. That's all. I'm just
okay. So let me finish it, Jason, and then we'll discuss. Okay.
okay.
And I'll make it less complicated when I explain. So this right here, everyone, is that we're gonna have a 80, what is that, 85, 80, 88, almost 89% probability of winning on this trade. We were receiving a credit before fees and commissions of 198, but we had the potential to make $700 because of that call side, everyone, because of that call side. So let me see if we can break this down from the curve view here, and so you can see this. So this is the position here. That's the call side, and you can see it's going to be kind of hard. Let me see if I can drop this a little bit lower. Come on, give it to me here, everyone. Try this. Nope. All right, try it one more time. Nope, it's not giving me any love here. All right, so there we go. Perfect. All right, so this is the at the money line here, as you can see. And if it goes up, we're going to win 100% of the time, and we have the potential, if it goes up past this area, past this call spread here, we have the potential, if we held this to expiration, to make $700. If it goes down and it doesn't go down past this short strike here, we still can make 175, 190, depending on how we get filled. So that's why even if it goes down, we have a high probability of winning, an 80 and 87+% chance of still winning on this trade, even if it goes down. But instead of just getting the credit that we will receive, we're going to try to get a little bit more than the credit by buying this call spread, betting that the Russell is going to go up within this time frame. Okay, we're not going to keep this until expiration, but you can see how this gives it a little bit more juice to be able to buy that call spread and still get it as a credit. All right, so going back to this, and I'll break this down in a second, Jason and everyone else. So we're going to buy this call spread here, and we're going to see if we can get it for just a little cheaper for a second. And so no love there, and it's probably going to require us to buy that call spread for probably 480 or 490. So I'm going to give it a 5-second wait here, see if they'll fill us. And unfortunately, we couldn't do this as one trade. You should be able to do this trade as one trade on the Thinkorswim platform. We're going to do it 2 trades here on this TastyWorks one, and we're going to have to move this up just to probably a little bit. We're going to go to 490. All right, so we got filled on that one. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to this put side, and they're going to rob us on this side too, but that's fine. We're going to go over here, and we did, I believe we were doing 2 contracts. So we're going to go here, and we're going to do 2 here, and that's going to give us 430. So we're getting about 183, something like that. So let's send this, and let's see if we can get filled. And we're going to send that, and they're not going to give it to us the way we want right away. So we're going to have to drop this just a little bit to get filled. I'm going to give it a second, and I'm going to hit replace, and let's see if we get filled at the 425. And so no love there. If they don't fill us at the 425, this is why we do the buy first. If they don't fill us at the 425, we're going to cancel this and move the put side up. Move it up to be able to get what we want for the trade. So we're going to sell that and give it a second. It's not giving us the position here. We are at the 420, and it's at the mid is 425. We could get filled any second. Let's play it out for just another moment. And so no love there on getting filled. So what I'm going to do, because I want to get filled on this position, I want to get filled at a decent amount. I don't want to go lower than at 420. So I'm going to cancel this, and then we're going to go back in and we're going to move it up just a little bit. So still keep it 60 points wide. We're going to move it to there. Let's go to the 290 there. So we're going to go to the 290. We're going to move this to 480, and we're going to send that, and we're going to see if they're going to fill us. So we just moved it to 480, and we got no love. So we're going to move that to 470, just so we don't keep doing this. Move it to 470. All right, so we got filled. And so what I want to show you here is going back to this history here. We're going to hit refresh here. So even with what we took off in the front month, we got the 120 minus the 15 minus the, let's just say 11. That's $94 in credit that we received. But if we break it down on the actual trade that we were trying to do, based on buying the call spread and selling the put spread, you can see we got 225 minus the $15 in commissions minus the 5.22 in fees. So we collected about 204 on that trade because we moved it up a little bit more to do that. All right, so let me try to make this as simple as possible. All right, so I'm going to break this down for Jason and anyone else that's interested in understanding this. All right, so if we buy a call spread, right? If we buy a call spread, the most we can lose is what we pay for the call spread. We just lock this in. The most we can lose is what we pay. So in this case, on the Russell, what we're paying is the 240 here, right? And so when you're doing a call spread, you can make between the call spread what you buy and what you sell. So this is a 10-point wide spread. So the max that you can make here is 10 times 50, okay? 10 times 50, which is $500. That's the most you can make before how much you pay is the $500. That's the most you can make. After how much you're paying is this 240 here. So you minus the 240, that's what you're paying. So the most you can make now on the call side is 260 before fees and commissions. So this is why it's saying max profit of 260. And so that's just if you did the call side by itself. And if we did this call side by itself, we have a 45% chance of winning at expiration. So less than a 50% chance of winning at expiration. But what we decided to do is add the put side, right? So if you add the put side, and I'm gonna come back and add that call side back, but I want to show you this put side. So when you do this put side, we did 2 contracts. So when you do the put side, the probability for you, it's going to be at least 86% probability of winning because of this 14 delta, right? You're going to receive a credit to do that. And so the max you can make on a put spread is the credit that you receive. So if I lock this here, and I just say the credit that we're receiving here is 480, okay? 480. It's the credit we're receiving. But you do have a max potential loss that you have here because this is the width of the spread, right? This is 60 points, so it's 60 times 50 is the max loss on that point. But this is a high probability trade on this put side. We're pretty far away from at the money percentage wise for this Russell, and so instead of just getting this 480 potentially that we can make if we held this to expiration. You guys know we don't hold things for expiration, but if we did, that's the most we can make. But if we decide to buy this call spread and it actually goes up the way we think it's going to go up, then we have the potential to make more. Let me change this to 1. Okay. Get this to highlight. There we go. So we're going to change that to 1. So now you can see that the breakdown is that we're receiving a credit. I'm going to lock this. Receiving a credit in this case of 248. Okay, we actually after fees and commissions got 204, almost 205. So you're getting 248 before fees and commissions. After the max you can make now, instead of just 480, the max you can make is 748 if you hold this to expiration because of the call spread that we just broke down. So it sounds it sounds convoluted, but it's not. It's really, really simple. It's really, really basics, right? It's just doing a put spread, which is really, really basic, right? Selling in a put spread is really, really basic. It's that first trade that we teach you guys how to do, right? How we set the criteria for the Dorian Way. And then the second trade of this is just a buying of a call spread, which is super basic, more basic than the put spread we just did. Most people, if you learn on Robinhood or something like that, you learn how to buy first, right? So you buy this call spread. That's very, very simple. But we're just trying to do this simultaneously. We couldn't do it as one trade, so we did it as two trades. So it probably made it seem a little bit more, convoluted, a little more difficult to understand. But it's really, really simple if you think about it as two trades and two basic trades that you're just putting together to try to get a little bit more juice from the trade. Okay. And the reason why we just don't do the call spread by itself, because we couldn't make up to this amount and we had to pay for the call spread, right? It was 240, I think we were talking about. We had to pay for the call spread, and the probabilities are only 44, 45% chance of winning at expiration. So when you add that put to it, then you wind up being able to do this trade for free, meaning that someone's paying you to be able to execute this trade. So that's why we're doing this on this pop-up live trading, and hopefully it kind of helps with the basics and helps you understand this a little bit more. All right, so let's open it up for any questions. Jason, did I make that simpler?
Yeah, simple now.